Begin, peasant!
Oh, God. All right, welcome, everybody. Episode 12 of the Player Issue Podcast, Cave Sessions. I am your host, Aaron Warwick. Welcome back. With us today, special guest, not just Emma. He's got the drum roll on. Little does he realise his mic is so good you can't hear it. It's Josh.
Ta-da! Hello.
Josh Ludlow, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a while.
It has. I just thought then when you said episode 12, I was like, oh, I haven't missed much. And then you said cave sessions, so it made a lot more sense.
I can't even remember what episode it actually is of the whole show. I think it's like episode 43 or something now. So,
your age.
I beg your pardon. It's just a charade. Yeah. We've started off a little bit loosey-goosey, as we always do. We had a good chat and good laugh beforehand. And
we've been here for half an hour.
No, we've been there for longer.
Oh, okay.
A lot more than that. I've been recording for the last 5 minutes, and that's only barely started. But anyway, Josh is with us. He's back. It's those of you who have listened to the show in audio format for a long time.
A long time.
Would have heard Josh's voice back in 2019 when we first started the show. In the first couple of episodes, Josh was with us. And then after that, he joined us for a couple of auctions.
Yep.
And that's it. Josh, Where have you been? What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Been on a farm.
On a farm.
I've been on a farm. I went down south, lived on a farm for a year. That was it. There's not really much more to add to that. Nothing happens out there, so yeah. I broke my finger. You see that?
Oh, Jesus.
I decided to play the lovely sport of football and it didn't go my way, so I'll just go back to watching it.
Country footy, Josh. Tell us, what's country footy like? I know you got down Jerramungup, by the way, is where you're from. And you thought, yeah, I'm a chance here because, country footy's not the greatest quality.
No, I never thought I was a chance. I went into it hoping I could play. So they split it up. There's A grade, B grade, C grade. A grade's your top tier. B grade's your reserves. C grade's the kids. I wanted to play C grade.
There's Josh grade.
I wanted to play C grade. Turns out we didn't have enough people to even field a reserves team, so straight into the midfield. Good luck, son. We lost every game by 100 points plus. Broke my rib in the first game. Had 6 weeks off. Came back training. Broke my finger. Played a couple games that I had to. Just strapped it up with the tape. Didn't really do very much at all, but then last game kicked a goal. So
here we go.
Yeah,
so it was all worth it.
First time in the forward line, and I think the guy felt sorry for me. It was a pretty easy mark in the square. And yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's all that happened. Yeah. But no, back in Perth now, so hopefully being here a few more times.
What are you doing back in Perth, Josh? So you've not given up on country life. It doesn't mean kind to you as far as jobs goes. So it's dried up a little bit. Is that right? And now you're back here?
Yeah, I just missed doing what I do, which is photography and videography. So yeah, just came back to pursue that a bit more, and yeah, I still get to travel down south and every couple of weeks and edit down there. So thankful for the freedom to do that. But yeah, no, it'd be good to be back up here again, have a bit more, see my friends and do stuff.
And your family.
Oh yeah, family. Friends, family. It's all the same.
Now, Josh, you mentioned you like to do photography and videography. Now, I released a bit of a video that we had on episode 2 of the Cave Session. I released it to YouTube a week or so ago. Emma's not real happy about it because, what was it? We put up a video of our Christmas lights, and then all of a sudden she starts getting all these messages from all these people and clients and her friends saying,
No.
go on.
My clients always are like, oh, we want to see your Christmas lights. So you put the video up. I posted it on my business page. And then a client messaged me and was like, love the head of the table. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, it's the video that pops up after your Christmas light video. All of a sudden, ding, ding, ding. On my business page was just like, head of the table, love it. Head of the table, love it. And I was like, you are joking. Another client was like, I can't find it. Can you send it to me? I want to show my husband. And I was, fucking everyone's seen it now.
Please tell me you know what we're talking about, Josh.
No,
Oh my god!
We did
All right, hang on.
I don't use Facebook.
For
So I
those
just miss
of
out
you-
on everything.
Those of you who haven't seen it, we're going to put it up again right now.
Do you remember
Josh is going to watch it for the
video
first
that
time.
Ticket to Scoops kid made? And it was like,
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah, yes.
we recreated it. Yeah.
The video.
Yes, I didn't see that. Yes,
He's seen it. Yes.
God, that
We're
was
not-
good.
We're not going to show it.
That was great.
If you do want to watch it,
You don't need to watch it.
let me know. I will send
you
you the
don't.
link to my personal
won't.
YouTube, and you can watch it.
I
No,
love
you
that
won't.
so
story,
much.
or you can go back to episode 2 and watch it on there. What do you think, Josh? The cinematography of that particular
Which one?
spot that we filmed,
Oh yeah,
the whole thing, the head of the table. What do you think the quality of that was?
a lot better than his. A lot better than the original. People say that you can't touch the originals and that remakes just shouldn't happen, but that was a good reboot.
One take, pretty much.
You didn't even get an Oscar for it.
Fantastic.
It was pretty much shot in one take. There was 2 takes for the tackle, just because the first take was you pissed herself laughing. But after that, all one take, and it was all fantastic. So we thoroughly enjoyed that. And the thing is that all of our friends said they want to see more of it. So more videos are on the way.
No.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
If anyone's got any ideas of
No.
what you would like to see
No.
Emma doing or Josh doing or myself doing, let us know. Well, Em did not look happy about that when I said that.
My camera shoots really good quality, like 4K cinema style. So
That's nice.
we go proper movies.
Oh, hang on. Calm down.
Cave Sessions presents.
Christ, you already look like a 70s porno, so I don't know if we
Yeah.
need any more of that effects. Speaking of Josh, when is the last time you washed that hair?
Oh, what's the time? 3 hours ago. And I had a
Bullshit.
shower. Yeah,
I don't believe that.
it's beautiful.
Are you serious?
No, he did. He washed it. No, he did wash it,
Oh.
and can confirm he used my my head turban.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if we can mention on here. Can we? Should we?
Nah,
You know,
nah.
oh.
He just
It was just a pink hair.
it's a pink hair wrap, and he wrapped his hair up in it, and he looked mighty beautiful.
I did.
And
I
we'll just say he ordered Uber Eats and he was going to answer the door wearing it. But you can put 2 and 2 together yourself. Anyway, we'll get on with it, shall we? Because they're on their phones already. Hatch and shirts will continue to plug until you buy them all, because so far we've sold none of them. Actually, sorry, we have sold a shirt, which is great. Josh, Em's just throwing me the picture of Josh.
I look fantastic. Like, that is my colour.
That's his jam right there. Please buy our hats. Now, we've actually set up a shop, so make it nice and easy for you. Hats and shirts are available through the shop. Coffee.com, Player Issue Podcast /shop. Down the bottom of the screen there, you'll see it. Makes it nice and easy for you to go and buy. If you are watching the show, down below there'll be a promo code as well to get, I think it's 10% or 20% potentially, off of those as well, because there is a delivery charge, so that'll basically get rid of that. So please buy our shit. We are broke, and we're going to America in 6.5 weeks, so we need your help. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Leave us a question for the next episode, because until today, I actually didn't get any questions. So please drop us a comment once you've watched this, or during it if you want, and leave us a question for the next show. We'd love to answer all your questions. Yes.
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 They look like stun mullets over there.
I would get a hat, but it
Can't cover up all that.
would
Can you?
ruin the hair.
Feedback on the last episode. I only have a couple. Dave Causey from YouTube, or on YouTube, so he did drop a comment. Thank you, Dave. More than happy to host a cave on tour session. So, Dave, we're going to talk about finances. If
We don't have any.
you want us to come, hey, all of you guys pitch in. You can get us there, and we'll do some on tour sessions. fantastic. We just can't afford to do it ourselves. So hit us up if you want to organise something. We would love to come over and visit all your caves and do some shows. Josh might have to stay behind though, because can't afford Josh.
Yeah, no.
He might not get through security looking like that anyway.
Yeah, no.
It's a fair point. And Matt Harvey on YouTube also said, "Great episode, guys. I really missed the what's sold on eBay, Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace segment that was on the podcast, the audio podcast. Can we bring it back? Even notable jumpers advertised and sold on the Facebook pages would be cool. Keep up the great work." So, thank you, Matt, for bringing that back up. I have had a couple of people ask me the same thing. So, for you, and only for you, we're going to do that today. So, we will bring back what we've seen on eBay, Gumtree, etc. Now, first thing you'll see on your screen right now, and Em, you do have the photos. I'll send them through to you so you can follow along, you and Josh. First one I got is a Richmond Tigers jumper that was on eBay. Sold for $290. One of the 2022 Clash jumpers with COA. It does say player issue. I can't remember who the 32 was, but it is signed as well and potentially was match worn. Second one we've got for you is the 2017 Tom Lynch AFL Grand Final jumper, which is gorgeous.
That's nice.
I know that people hate losing Grand Final jumpers, but it's still a Grand Final jumper. It is still rare. It's still something that's worn on the biggest day of the year. So it's always great to pick up a Grand Final jumper.
I
and
would
I have
happily cop a 2004 Grand Final jumper.
yeah.
I have no issues with it. I think it'd be awesome. Like, they're sick.
I agree,
It's
Josh.
just unique.
Yeah, I totally agree. That one went for $600, which for me, I think is quite cheap. Next thing is a pair of shorts. I know it's a bit weird that we're showing a pair of shorts, but this pair of shorts is either from the original season, so Gold Coast's inaugural season, or potentially 2012, the second season. Can't remember exactly, but it went for $27, this pair of shorts, which is nuts. I was actually following along and I was thinking I might grab them if they go cheap, but I did not expect them to go $27, and I actually missed the end of the auction, which is a bit sad because I would have loved to grab those. Next thing is we have one of those Clash, I guess, prototype or sample jumpers that they didn't end up wearing. It was a number 19 Isaac Smith. Did I just say Isaac Smith? I totally did. What number is Isaac Smith? I don't think he's number 19, is he?
I don't know.
Is he? I can't remember. Anyway, forget what I just said. I'm sure I'll just put up an asterisk because I've completely forgotten who it is. But it went for $356. So I want to say it is Isaac Smith. Pretty cool jumper.
Those logos are really low.
On the back?
On the
you meant on the front?
front,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, really low.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I get why, because with that particular style,
You don't want the navy on navy.
yeah,
Yeah, but
it looks weird.
it looks odd.
And they did end up wearing
Like it would be under
the titty.
under the titty.
They did end up wearing this design as well, just without that on the back. They had the Ford Everest logo.
Yep.
They got rid of that. They got rid of the Everest part of it. So
I like the Ford on the top
yeah,
in the old font. It looks cool.
yeah. So that font is now on the 2023 front of the jumper. So it's the first time they've ever done that.
Yeah,
where
cool.
It doesn't have the oval around it.
Yep.
So pretty cool. I actually really like those jumpers. Wouldn't mind picking one up, but hard to pay big money for stuff that is only a prototype.
Wait, how much was that one?
$356, Josh. Not cheap. But that was bidding as well, so people did want it. And I believe it is Isaac Smith. So obviously reasons he is the Normus medal from last year, so makes sense. Next one is a GWS Giants 2015 Anzac jumper from Zach Williams, and this one went for $300. Love this design. I think it looks tremendous. I had one myself. I had a Callan Ward. I think I might have even had a Rory Lobb at one point. Kind of sad I sold it because it is great.
Yeah.
Tremendous design. It's probably my favorite Anzac design, I reckon. Looks awesome. What do you reckon, Josh?
I think second favorite for me. I'm biased though.
I'm going to go the Lions 2018.
The white
for
one.
you? No. Oh, okay. The 2016 or so? Yeah, 2016. Yeah. The one you have Reece Matheson.
No, Josh Walker.
True. Yeah.
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 I don't know. I just love it. I really like it.
Fair enough.
It's a nice design.
Actually, I think
this is cool.
Yeah.
This is great.
I think I have said on the show before that the 2018 or 2019 Anzac Lions jumper is actually my favorite. So I could be crossing my favorites here, and that'll happen. My name is Jerry the King Lawler, who's got a favorite every single time someone comes out in the Royal Rumble. We had it on the show a few weeks ago, Josh. It has the full Anzac coats on the front.
Oh yeah, that one's
It's yellow and just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Pride jumper. I think it's the 2020 Sydney Swans Pride. Love this, and I missed out on a Lear a couple of months ago now, and it was $99, and I didn't pull the trigger.
Oh,
I have no idea why. And
that's a good deal.
Yeah, and
whoever got that is.
I believe Patrick has ended up with that, or he may have moved it on as well. But yeah, I'm disappointed that I hesitated on that jumper because $99 for that is tremendous because that design is super cool.
It's simple.
Yeah,
it's sick. I love it.
And they only wore it in the preseason, which I don't know if that makes it cooler, but
ISC as well.
$107.50 that one went for. Next one is this is an interesting one. It's a 2008 Adelaide Crows jumper. Obviously, number 23. Everyone looks at that straight away and says that's an Andrew McLeod. Josh looks confused.
Well, just the front design. At first, I thought it was like long sleeves that would fold it across the front.
It is a weird design.
It's weird how it cuts like that.
I don't understand the cut off front. And this one actually turns out it's not a player issue. It looks like a player issue. But they made at least 100 of these jumpers, and it was made for Andrew McLeod's 200th game, potentially 300. I can't remember exactly. One of his commemorative games anyway. And so they made a bunch of these jumpers and sold them in the store. So a lot of them have been sold over time as a player issue. This one wasn't advertised as such. The gentleman does know it's not a player issue. It still went for $152.50, which is fair anyway.
Yeah.
For a commemorative jumper. It's pretty cool.
Is that the actual design that they wore?
It is, yeah.
It's horrendous. I'm sorry. It's like they're hard colours to make work to start with, to be honest. I've never really enjoyed the Adelaide's design, but this is
next level, Josh.
Oh.
Is it just because you don't like that cut off weird shape?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't like it.
It just visually is not right.
I'd like to hear from the Crows fans.
Sorry.
Do you like the 2008, this home jumper design? Do you like it? Drop a comment, let us know, because...
Go Crom.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys even like it. I don't know. Next thing is the 2020 player issue grand final jumper from Joel Selwood, which is also signed by Joel and does come with a COA as well. Obviously, now retired after winning a premiership, which is fantastic. Josh has given me a sign.
Money.
It is money, indeed.
That's money right there.
This one was actually up recently for $7,000, which is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
It has since come down a fair bit. It is now worth $3,000, and I believe all best offer. So it's getting to the point where it's almost affordable for most people.
Yeah.
I almost jumped at it when it was $1,500. So it actually went up before the grand final for sale for $1,500, and I almost bought it.
I would have jumped on that.
And as soon as that grand final happened, up it went to $7,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great jumper. Looks fantastic. This is the first time they had that rubber grand final logo, which is super cool. And of course, the Ford logo ironed on the back up the top of the number as well, and signed by Joel as well. It's just a great jumper all around. Now, next one is a Melbourne Demons 2000 grand final player issue. Player issue. Oh, no, what's gone on over there?
Oh, poor Josh is trying to zoom in on the photos, but every time he taps a number, it's just like highlights it. Just kept highlighting it.
I hate that feature of the phones, the new feature. It's cool because I like to copy words and stuff from photos, but every single time I want to zoom in, I always manage to highlight something, and it annoys the shit out of me.
I didn't know they did this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm having fun now. This is great.
It drives me nuts. Anyway, so this is a Melbourne Demons 2000 grand final player issue. It's Adam Uze. It's a super cool jumper. It's owned by the centenary collector himself, and it is still for sale. It's up for $750 or nearest offer, so jump on it if you want yourself a really cool Demons jumper. Obviously, it was a losing grand final, but...
Grand final logo sucks.
It looks as bad as the games from that era.
Yeah, look, it took a while for them to get it right. There was a
Yeah.
few different logos that they used, especially in those years. They used quite a few different ones.
Yeah.
This one was, I believe, could be the first one that was ever sublimated. Could be wrong. Apologies if I am, but could be the first one that was ever sublimated onto the jumper. I have seen where there was heat press ones as well, and they fell off during the start of the game. And I believe that was mostly Essendon's jumpers because by halfway through the game they were gone, and I didn't realize that. I thought they were all sublimated. So yeah, it is a weird logo. I kind of like it because it's the first and only one that they ever did of that particular one.
Yeah, okay.
Until they moved to felt, and then they finally eventually got it right by 2004. So it's cool. I like it. I think it's a good price, and it is best offer, so you can potentially score yourself a really good bargain there. So it is on eBay right now. Jump over and have a look. And Chuck dug a deal, and he might be able to work something with you. This one is one that has been sold on eBay, which I just thought was worth mentioning because it's hell cool. I do know the gentleman who purchased it. Definitely not going to mention his name because he's already mentioned to a couple of people, and now he's just getting flogged for wanting to trade it or sell it. So he doesn't. Definitely
That's not how much it went for.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is. And that's not the only one. So the next one is just as incredible.
How?
A lot of people, Josh. So this is the thing. Not as much anymore, but back in the day, last 3-4 years, and I say back in the day because that's a long time in collecting. Last 3 or 4 years, people would have no idea what they had, or just didn't think it was worth as much as it is, and they'd just put them up for whatever they just wanted to get for them, get rid of them, or they just need a quick cash, move it on as quick as possible. But this is a 2012 Kangaroos Brent Harvey player issue jumper, autographed by the man as well. One of the greatest players of all time, played the most games in history. $70.
When the Lions were shit, like really shit,
Mm-hmm.
the cheapest jumper I got from our fringe players were like $90 to $100. That's ridiculous. $70.
Yep. And the funny thing I see
I'll take
about
10.
this is it says there were 6 days and 17 hours left on it, which means it had been up for 7 hours before someone snapped it up. Crazy. Incredible. So that was a hell of a pickup.
Yeah.
It didn't stop there, however, Josh. The very next jumper, same guy, another score. Dane Swan, 2006, player issue, potentially match worn. Collingwood jumper, obviously.
I like the back of it.
$59, Josh. Again, only out for a short time. Buy now, bang. And he even messaged me straight away and said, "This can't be real. I'll let you know if it actually comes true, but I don't expect this to actually get this." And he did. The very next day, it was hand delivered to him, and he's now got it in his collection. And $59, what a pickup! Doesn't get any better than that. So congratulations to that legend. You deserve it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Next one is one that I've just seen on Facebook, which is super cool, and he is potentially looking to trade it. It looks like you've got the photos. John Carrio has put up this Victorian jumper from the 2008 State of Origin game. Heath Shaw. So these were heat pressed on the numbers, unfortunately. That's the only thing wrong with these because otherwise they're amazing jumpers. But they are super hard and super rare to get. So really, really cool jumper. And if anyone has a high-end offer for John, hit him up on the AFL Match Worn Player Issue Facebook Marketplace because it's amazing. The next thing I've seen isn't a jumper.
This, yeah, I saw this. This is so cool.
It's amazing. And I've never seen one. I think it's cool as hell.
I think it's great. It made me want to go get it.
Doug has shared this. Yeah, no shit. Doug has shared this. This was in a tip. A 3.5 meter tall AFL Premiership Cup made out of fiberglass, just chilling at the dump. A 2018 one, obviously, Collingwood fan probably had it and wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible, and it's ended up at the tip. Now, I do need to know, has anyone gone and got this and has put it in their front yard or backyard?
And how?
And how did you do it?
Wait, so that's not sitting on a wall. That's how tall it is.
That's in a rubbish dump.
That's how tall it
It's
is.
taller than us.
It's huge.
Imagine being the person that found that in the tip, being like, "What the hell?"
How has it taken this long to find it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. It's
Yeah.
been 5 years.
So obviously this person's had it for a period of time and then just gone, nah, I can't do this anymore. Probably been copying a shit from all their mates about a Dom sheet goal from the pocket, and they're just like, nah, get rid of it. It's done. But instead of selling it, who are you going to sell it to? This 3.5 meter tall thing. What am I going to do with it? Just dump it. So amazing what you can find at the tip. And
Yeah, that's
this
cool.
is
Please don't start going to the tip now, just because you might find something like this.
Well, I mean, we go to op shops and hope that we find some cool shit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the dump and see what we can find.
Dad found me a camera at the tip once.
Yeah.
A proper like film camera, a 90s one, Canon, fits all my Canon lenses.
Yeah.
And this thing was in better condition than my cameras. Honestly, I don't think anyone had ever used it. There's little where you put the lenses on, it's metal on metal. So when you put it on, it's obviously scratching.
Yeah.
And then on the top, when you put the flash on and stuff, it scratches the metal on metal.
Mm.
No scratches on it. I don't think anyone ever put a lens on it. And it was just in a bag in the rubbish tip. He brought it home. He's like, "Do you want this?" Yes. This is great.
I have found some cool shit at the dump,
Yeah.
but it stinks, so I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And you do get in the shit for taking stuff away from it. So
Yes.
yeah. So I would love to see the conversation that they would have had to have with the people at the dump to get that out of the dump. Surely they would have sold it to them. They do that, so that would have been pretty cool to see. Last thing we'll mention is a mail day from somebody on Facebook on that Player Issue Marketplace. An incredible mail day. This came all on the same day. That ridiculous. A long sleeve Anzac match worn Max Gorn, which is also signed. A Andy Brayshaw retro from 2022 last year as well.
Indigenous.
Retro.
Melbourne.
I mentioned that already, mate. Oh, did I say Anzac?
You said Anzac.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. We'll try that again. A 2022 Anzac. No, I just did it again. Josh.
A 2022 Indigenous
Indigenous.
round.
Thank you.
Melbourne Max Gorn long sleeve match worn.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool.
That's
and
an awesome design.
thank you for sorting me out there.
Yeah, I like that one.
The funny thing is, they actually played Freo in that game, not in the jumper that Brayshaw has there. But that's a retro Brayshaw, also match worn. Super, super cool. And then next to that is a long sleeve Wayne Carey Kangaroos jumper as well.
That's a good mail day.
It doesn't get much better than that for a mail day. So
I'd finish after that.
Yeah. Most people would. A lot of people would get that, and that's their holy grail. Is they're done.
Yeah.
Not this bloke.
Has there been many Indigenous long sleeves? Because that's
there.
I like
there really
that one,
hasn't.
eh?
There hasn't been many at all.
Very cool.
I like that they actually continued the design on the sleeves, not just stopped
put
it.
Blue sleeves on it. Yeah, that is so sick.
That's gonna be one of my favorite designs of theirs.
Yeah,
I really like.
I agree.
That one.
I mean, I don't really like the giant eagle on front. It looks a bit weird. But as far as the whole design goes, it looks tremendous. And yeah, long sleeves with the whole design continuing just looks amazing.
I really
Snakes
like
on
that.
it. That's,
Yeah.
The stars, everything.
I want
the whole
it.
thing. Just
I want it.
I actually did offer the person $1,500 for it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, nah, I've got a better offer." And then a couple of weeks later, this gentleman messages me and tells me he picked it up. And I said, "Oh, how much did you get it for?" Same friggin' price that I offered. I was like, "You're kidding me." So yeah, he did well.
Yeah.
I guess she got desperate and just sold it. But
and thank you for buying that, so we didn't have to buy it because we're going to America.
yeah, I mean, look, I get always just start throwing numbers out.
I know you
go,
do.
Shit, what am I going to do now? I always manage to come up with some way to be able to afford things, but yeah, we do need to start saving some pennies. But amazing mail day.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for joining us. That's the end of the show. Thank you very much for sending that through and bringing that segment back. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll bring it back next week. Probably a few less, though, so we can keep it short. Now, we have another segment. And this one is usually for M. Not today, however.
I'm kind of just sitting here like a spare part today.
Like a
Third wheel.
spud. Third wheel, Josh.
Yes.
All right. How you doing, baby? That's weird. Uncle Nephew stuff. M, guess what?
Oh, well, here you go then.
I don't think it fits. Nope.
That'll do.
Oh, nice. You
Wrong
just got
hand.
married. Good job. Anyway, so this segment is generally 4M. But however, we have a guest with us today. Oh, isn't that pretty?
Oh,
It was.
you want that?
And his wedding ring just went flying.
It's my engagement ring anyway.
All right.
It's not a wedding
Oh,
band.
that's not important. All right, the segment. Let's get on with it. It's called Quick Hands. Now, this is quick rapid fire questions and then rapid fire answers back at
Oh
me.
boy.
So I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to spit it out, and if we have to talk about the answer, we'll come back to
I
it.
fuck it up every time, so it's okay.
Yeah,
I fuck it up.
I'm a very slow human being, so
Last time he goes, "What's your morning routine?" And I was like, "How is that quick?" I get up, I have a cup of tea. Like, what do you want from
Oh, that would have been fine. I get up, have a cup of tea, and a piece of toast, and
Instead
feed
of
the
have
fish.
shit.
Like, done. And that's. But no, she dragged it out for about 3 minutes. Anyway,
Carry on. Quick
carry
hands.
on. Quick hands. All right. No, it's better than what I did last week.
Yeah, quick hands. No, quick hands.
Josh,
hello,
nickname your parents used to call you.
boy, little boy,
Come here, boy.
little boy. I don't know, Joshy.
Joshy, all right, thank you. What song did you last download or stream?
Stream. Would have been while I was doing the workout. I'm just gonna say it was a song by Turnstile, probably. Oh, Blink.
Okay.
Actually, there was a lot of Blink on
There's
that
a lot of Blink.
playlist.
Yeah, there is a lot of Blink. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Animals.
How long does it take for you to get ready?
Yeah, it takes me a while. I'm not even. Gonna
Excuse
lie.
me. This you can't rush this.
Yeah, you can't. Like, look at it. No, but honestly, if it's not, because it's so wild that you just kind of have to have a shower and wash it if you're going out. Otherwise, it's just like doing its own thing. And then usually I can't find clean clothes because, yeah.
It's funny, I don't think I've ever seen you wear clean clothes. Next question. Fill in the blank. Taylor Swift is
Very nice.
invisibility or super strength?
I've already got guns, so I'll go invisibility.
Is it wrong? Here, this is a good question. Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
Is that an American thing? Like, are they just animal-shaped crackers?
It is definitely an American thing because I hear him talk about it on TV all the time, but I actually have no idea what animal crackers actually
crackers?
is.
They're probably just like shapes.
Yeah, I don't feel like they're made of animal.
No, because like I'm vegan and we eat fake meat, so
He has
No.
cooked
So
fake
fake
bacon.
crackers.
He has cooked
Yeah.
fake bacon in our kitchen
I'm
before.
kidding.
yeah.
First celebrity crush.
Megan Fox.
Me?
Yeah.
Everyone remembers that Transformers scene.
Yes.
If you could travel back in time, what
Yes.
period would you go to?
The 80s.
He's already there.
Yeah. 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 70s.
70s.
Yeah.
70s, not the
70s.
80s.
70s.
Oh, I just really want to ask you something.
It's a bit hippie.
Yeah.
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 Oh. I have a weird question about sideburns, but we're just going to move on. Place you would most want to travel.
America.
Quick hands, people.
Yeah.
quick hands.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Not America, weirdly enough.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably just all over Europe, I think. Yeah. That's yeah.
All right. Favorite junk food.
That's hard.
None
It is
because it's
hard. It
vegan.
used to be easy,
'Cause I
but he's
can't-
now vegan.
Yeah, because I just eat healthy food all the time. So hot chips. It's
Fair.
probably the most junkiest food I eat now.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Favorite childhood TV show.
Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
Just trying to remember.
And last question. Last Halloween costume.
I did the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix one,
Oh yeah,
when I went to Bali, like just after the movie had come out.
nice.
Yes,
It
it was fun.
And the only other well, not there's a lot of them. Josh dresses up a lot, and generally it's not for Halloween. It's just for whatever.
It's true.
The one of the things I do remember you dressing up as is the inflatable dinosaur.
Oh, I found that video and photo the other day.
When we used to live at my parents' house, Josh came in wearing this inflatable dinosaur
It's the
costume,
greatest thing I ever bought.
and our dog at the time, whose name was Friend, came in running towards him and just slammed on the brakes and just shit bricks. And Josh did not make it easy. He chased after Friend, and it was just gold. There is a video, I'm pretty sure, of that night.
I also wore that because I used to run nightclub events. And I think we had a birthday bash for one of them. It was like the second birthday or something of it. We used to do them monthly. So I got up and like it's got like tiny little arms like that, and I DJ'd my whole set through this little window and like foggy and brick because you got this plastic window and it just fogged up so much. And I had my little dinosaur hands on the decks and stuff, and then went out the front. I think we were throwing stuff. We were throwing something out, fairy bread or something. But anyway, stage dove, and it's awesome. Like I actually went for a bit, and then everyone kind of got sick of it, and they just dropped me, and I had the most fucked back for like 2 weeks after that. Like it did something real bad, but it's hilarious. There's just this video of me as a dinosaur
gone.
crowd surfing, and then just boots.
We need to see this video.
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
All right. Hopefully we can get in the show. All right, Josh, that was quick hands.
They weren't very quick, were they?
Oh, not really, no. But they usually aren't anyway. So
One goal.
oh, shit.
That's how quick my hands are. I actually got one handball off. I remember this. I only did one handball all season last season, and I was so happy with it because I scooped it up, saw some dude coming, got the hands away, got it to who I wanted to get it to, got absolutely drilled, and the just turns and goes incorrect disposal, and I just went shit. I was like, I haven't had a touch all season. That is my first disposal, and it was correct. Thank you very much.
I can imagine you having that exact conversation with the umpire field as well.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like every single time I get a block in basketball, it's always called a foul. Not on me, usually on someone else, and I'm always ripped off a block. It's so frustrating.
One of the funniest that just reminded me talking back to umpires. We had a new umpire come one week, and he comes in the change room and he does the usual chat and he goes, I umpire up in Perth, so I'll come down here. I'll be a bit easier on you, and blah, blah, blah. But obviously the normal rules still count. And is it dissent? Is that
Yeah.
that as well, blah, blah, blah. Gives us a good chat about it. And we all go, yep, no worries. We'll look after you. Don't stress. Runs out the field. We had someone fill in. He's absolutely funny dude. He filled in for 1 week and he runs out. We run out to the middle and he turns to the umpire, not the one that had come and chat to us, but the other one who I think he must have known. And he goes, "Oi, you, I don't want to hear a fucking word out of you today." And runs off. It's just, oh man, it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. We just had this big chat about respecting the umpires, and the first thing this dude just, I don't want to hear a word out of you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, great.
That's gold. It doesn't really segue into our next segment
Probably
too
not.
well, but we have to
Respecting the umpires.
we have to have a little bit of discussion about something I put up on the page during the week was a particular jumper that I said was probably the worst commemorative or tribute jumper that I've seen. It was Port Adelaide Russell Ebert tribute jumper from last year, while Em and Josh pull out their phone to have a look and familiarize themselves with the jumper. It did get a lot of chatter
on the player issue?
on the Players Podcast Facebook page, yes. It did get a lot of chatter and some opinions. Now, this is purely my own opinion that I thought it was the worst. Now, the reason for that, and I am not getting into the reasons why it potentially happened as far as my own opinion goes, but the little number 7 that they ironed onto above the logo looked cheap and nasty and not much of a tribute, in my opinion. And then the majority of the jumpers were heat press numbers as well. So it was a 2022 game, and they wore 2021 jumpers with these heat press numbers. Reason for that being that they didn't have the 2022 jumpers ready in time, so they had to heat press everything onto these jumpers. Now, I know that there are reasons why they couldn't get things done in time, and yeah, I understand all that, but it doesn't change the fact that I just think it doesn't really give the best tribute, in my opinion, to one of the legends of the game. And I'm not going to say that I know a lot about Russell Ebert. I really don't. I just know that he was a Port Adelaide legend and could have been done better. I guess they would have had to just stretch it out so they could actually do it properly. They did announce that they were going to do it, and that's fantastic. And yeah, it's great that they did put on a tribute for him. It's fantastic. A lot of clubs kind of just mull over that and they don't end up doing anything for the legends of the game. So it's great that Port Adelaide did it. Definitely did the right thing there. I feel like they could have just waited. And now knowing that they have had a lot of issues with Macron, the supplier, as far as getting their gear in goes, that it's understandable why it has been hard for them to do these type of things. But it's just bad.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's bad.
Yeah. I can sympathize if it's, they're having troubles with the supplier or whatever. I understand that. But if you're going to do it, just do it right.
Yeah,
Like you
I
said,
really would have liked for the club to say, just letting the supporter group know, the fan base know that we're not happy with what we've been able to produce.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this tribute now. We're going to wait until
we can actually do it justice.
properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get a real good jumper made up for them. Obviously, there would have been problems with the AFL as far as if they ever wanted to do a full tribute, which would have been prison bars. That's just another problem in itself that probably wouldn't happen. But I would have liked to have seen them delay it, do it right, and just put on a big spectacle of it when they could do it properly.
It just looks cheap and nasty.
Yeah, it really does. And there was some comments that they thought the same thing, and it did make it look cheap. It did cheapen the effect. But in saying that, there was some Port Adelaide fans who potentially maybe a little bit offended by it, and that's completely fair, because I guarantee if it was a Fremantle jumper and it did similar thing, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. They're not necessarily offended by it, but they're definitely defending their own club, and I'd be doing the same, as I said. So I don't blame them. And you're right, time constraints and all that sort of thing. It's the main cause and the reason why it did happen the way it did. But I really would have liked to see Macron really put in the effort to help out to do it. And obviously the easiest way to combat this is with clubs, being with local manufacturers. So Macron, not the right one for that sort of thing, because they're not in Australia.
No.
So they have to get these jumpers done a long time in advance from Europe, and they can't do this sort of thing on a short turnaround. And I'm super glad that Freo didn't go with Macron, because at one point that was on the cards. There was a higher deal for Macron for Freo, and they decided not to. They decided to go with Seacom, keep it local.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well, because they had jumpers that were shipped to them, and they were terrible cut. The players didn't like them. By next week, they had all new jumpers, and the club loved it. They couldn't do that if it was Macron.
Not at all.
Certainly not if it was Castore. And a lot of other clubs where they have to get stuff from overseas, and they have to wait 7-9 months to get stuff. It just wouldn't be doable. So, the only way really to combat that is if every club went local. That'd be great. Obviously, they've got to look after their own finances, and it is what it is. Not the easiest thing to do, but just my own personal preference or choice is, for me, I just think that is the worst tribute jumper out there. please share with us what you think is the worst commemorative jumper. It doesn't have to be a tribute jumper to a certain player or anything like that. There are plenty of terrible commemorative jumpers out there, so it's not the only one. Some other people put up the Western Bulldogs Thor jumper. Thought that was the worst design.
I like that one.
That's the thing is there is cult followings for certain types of jumpers.
Yeah, the Hawks Power Ranger one.
The Hawks Power Ranger is definitely one of them. The Hawks Blue Diamond. Like that thing has been named the worst, most ugly jumper of all time. 95 preseason jumper.
Oh, yeah.
That's been named the worst jumper in many, probably every single worst jumper design poll. But yeah, it's a huge cult following. Everyone wants it. And they're doing a poll this year for the heritage jumper for the Hawks. And I reckon that's far and away leading.
Yes.
So
the Lions piss stain.
The Lions piss stain. That is a shocker.
That's my favorite. Ever since I was a kid, when it first came out, that is my favorite jumper. I would love a player issue one of that. I think
You've got one.
No, I had one.
I bought it for you.
You did.
Off Gumtree for $60.
Yeah, I sold it for more. Which I felt bad at first, but then like I'd bought you a Fremantle one, and I think you sold it like 2 weeks after I got it for you.
Really?
That's right. He one day put up a jumper for sale, and I was like, "That's mine." And he's like, "Oh,
yeah." I'm glad she actually told me that. Well, it was a Hayden Ballantyne name round jumper we've actually had on the show, and I put it up, and she was immediately like, "Excuse me, that's mine. Why are you selling my jumper?" I was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I took it down." So glad I did because never seen it.
no!" But I also had a Lee Spur, and you tried selling that one.
Yeah,
I had a Lee Spur,
right.
and someone else commented on it and said, "Isn't that M's jumper?" And you were like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I got
great.
stung not just from M, but
From someone
on
else.
the page was like,
Yeah.
"Isn't that M's, not yours?"
They tried to sell 2 of my jumpers.
I actually forgot about that. It was
He's like, "We'll just put it in my collection. You know, it'll be yours." No, I'm just trying to sell it when you're not looking. Twice.
Oh dear, that's good.
I've been had a few times. But anyway, commemorative jumpers. Let us know your least favorite and your favorite commemorative. There have been a few that people put up as their favorite. There was also a mention of the Cade Simpson 300th game jumper as a commemorative as one of the worst, and purely because all he had was a 300 logo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That were heat pressed on.
Yeah.
And most of them fell off.
Piss poor.
That happens a lot. So the Crows actually did a good one, and I don't know if they still do it or not. No, I don't think they do. I think they only did it that year and potentially the year after, where they hand-stitched PW in the back collar and neck of their jumpers.
Yeah, right.
When Phil Walsh was made.
Yeah. I like that.
They stitched it in, and it was there for
the
whole year. Great. That was pretty cool. Really small, subtle touch, but man, it's perfect, really.
Yeah.
Really sad that was. Doesn't get much worse than that. Your coach getting murdered and then playing a game that week.
Yeah,
the players are out in the middle of the field just bawling their eyes out. Like, that's hard to watch.
Not a fun time.
So, yeah, let us know what your favourite and your least favourite commemorative or tribute jumper is. There's plenty out there that are shockers. Apologise if I offended any Port Adelaide fans with my choice. But again, it is only my choice. And yeah, here's what it is. Sorry. It's a shocker.
It just looks cheap and nasty, and it's just disrespectful. If anything, it's not paying respects at all.
Yeah. What I'd like to see is someone make one, like just do a design, and just go, this is what we could have done. That'd be cool. They don't have to wear it, but just be like, this is a design that we could do.
Yeah.
We just share it. I reckon that'd be pretty cool. My camera's not focusing me again. That's all right. There we go. I'm good. Did this last week. Just kept going off focus. We'll move on to our next segment. M, what is our next segment?
Okay.
Josh stole your thunder there.
Why am I here? Why am I here?
Josh stole your thunder.
Loose potato over here, and then
Sad. Get it right.
Loose potato.
M, I'll throw you again, shall I? M, what segment is up next?
It's like bottomless wobbling. He wants to say it. Mauday.
Mauday.
All going on.
M, we only have one mail day this week.
Oh, what?
Only one. Yeah, it's crazy. And no, it's not because I went and opened all my packages this week like I did in previous weeks. We literally only had one delivered. I got a few more on the way, so next week we'll have a couple at least. Josh, would you like to do the honours this week?
Yeah, I love opening mail.
You've got to do this
He
right.
throws it at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get ready.
Quick
All
hands.
right, ready?
Yep.
So that was a really
God
bad
awful throw,
That
but
was
it's a
a
good
really bad
catch.
throw, yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
catch. Josh, go ahead and open up this week's mail day. I do know what it is because it's the only one. Yep. All right. The sniff test.
India.
Does it pass the sniff test, Josh?
Does it smell as bad as your hair?
My hair smells great.
Oh, it does now.
Oh. Ugh.
Oh, whoa.
No, that's nice.
It's a black and white. It is a Collingwood Magpies 2021 home jumper, and is number 16, which was Chris Mayne. It's not the only reason I bought it. I really just wanted a Nike jumper.
Fellow vegan.
Interesting. There you go. I really just wanted a Nike jumper because they've moved to this Nike NBA kind of type material.
Yeah, I was about to say this is.
Yeah,
It feels like a basketball.
It's-
It's like a hybrid of a footy jumper and a basketball jersey. This is really cool.
well, the tag actually is almost exactly the same as an NBA jersey. So, yeah, so it's perforated material. Very interesting. It does look really weird on camera. I think the cut of it is quite weird. They don't seem to sit really well on the players, but it kind of reminds me of the 2016 Star jumpers that didn't really sit all that well either.
I suppose you probably want.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking. Never actually seen one up close, so there you go. It's nice. I actually like it.
Turn the bag.
The
Thanks.
cut is
Yeah.
weird because it's just like dead straight. Well, you did see that because you're on me. Em's got rid of the packaging. Let's go there. It's oh my god! Look at the size of that GPS pocket. Oh, the packaging's back.
Yeah,
What is that thing?
massive. Hey,
That would really annoy you. Like
I-
the back of your neck.
Massive. That is
It's
gigantic.
about the size of my hand.
It's huge. That's cray cray. Yeah. Well, that actually looks like a NBA mic pouch when they have it sewn in their side. Probably is what they're using. Yeah, cool. Really nice jumper.
yeah,
I don't mind it. I'm glad I got it. Like I said, I just wanted a Nike jumper. So Collingwood or Sydney would have done, but kind of glad I got the Pies one.
I really like that tag.
Yeah, so this tag, like I was saying, actually looks almost identical to the NBA Nike tags. And that's not going to focus. There you go. Thanks, Em. Yeah, a bit smaller, but very similar to the jersey, their basketball jerseys, the tags that they use for them. That's it. That is mail day for today. It's done. That was it. It's over.
Lovely.
Crazy. That was the quickest mail day we've ever had.
That's a nice jumper.
It is. It is. I like it. Thanks to whoever the gentleman was that I purchased it off. I got it off eBay, so can't remember what I paid for it. 140 maybe.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with that. Cool. And then there was a few that went cheaper for about $90 after that. But it wasn't Chris Mayne, so
course.
that's all right. Next little topic we're going to talk about is just something from Andrew Bennett. So I put out a query for questions, and Andrew Bennett just wanted us to talk about Game Used Authority. Game Used Authority is a website. It's an American website, so it is predominantly NBA, NFL, NHL, but this is something that I actually wanted to do for years, and I always tried to figure out how I could do it, but I actually wanted to do it as an app. So it's create this app that you could put your collection on and then share it all over the world, and it kind of acts as where you keep all your pictures of your jumper. So
Database.
your database, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of same as what I do with my Facebook page. As soon as I get a jumper, I take photos and stick it straight into my Facebook page.
Yep.
And it keeps it all in one space. However, what they've done is amazing. This page is great. If you haven't been on there already, I'll show you some screenshots. But Game Used Authority website, like I said, is American, but I'm part of the Game Used NBA pages as well, and I've seen it on there and thought, geez, this is exactly the same as what I wanted to do. So this guy's done it already. So they saved me the trouble. And I just said, oh, can we do some AFL stuff on here? He said, yeah, just chuck them up and put up whatever you want. So I started putting up half of my jumpers, and I told a couple of other people about it. And then they sort of started putting their stuff up on the page as well. And then all of a sudden, they've caught on to how big this could be. And they've started asking questions about what they should put up as subcategories and things like that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's now turned into a full-on AFL database to put your stuff and
Awesome.
like it's got estimated values and you can
Perfect.
sell stuff on
that's
there as
cool.
well. And it's fantastic. It's a great website. If you're not on there already, I think you should be because it is amazing.
Yep.
And it's somewhere to really keep your collection intact so you can know what you got. And it just acts as the perfect database. Yeah, I think it will blow up.
Yeah.
It kind of has already. There is over 10,000 items on there already. And it's just going to keep going. And the guy, what's the great thing about it is the guy that's running it, like I say, he's American and he's fully into American sports. But he is constantly posting in AFL pages saying, hey, let's get some more AFL stuff. He's into it. He loves it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he knows the sport all that well, but he just seems to take a real liking to it and he seems to enjoy it. So I think that's a great thing is this guy has a passion about this, just collecting.
Yeah.
So he's got a passion for collecting game use stuff, and that's
Probably
what
start
we do.
watching AFL this season now.
Well, that's it. I reckon
Yeah.
he would. So it's going to grow our game over there, and it's just going to make this hobby explode. It already has, but
someone should send him a Mason Cox.
You what?
Someone should send him a Mason Cox.
It's not a bad idea, actually. I might even see if he's in LA or something and try and catch up with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love it. Andrew, thank you for bringing up the topic. I'll put up the link to the page in the description
cool.
as well, and everyone can check it out. Hopefully enjoy the screenshots there as well. Love the page. Thanks for chucking that up, Andrew. Hopefully everyone else gets on there and chucks up their stuff as well because some really cool stuff to see. Em, our next segment
Mail day.
is not Mail Day, Josh. It is viewer questions. Em.
Do you want to read them out?
No, not really. I'm sick of talking. I don't know.
Not much, Em. You've just been a third wheel, as you say. So, yeah.
I'm going to have a nap. You can take over.
Okay. Pull up a pew.
It's gone. Look at Andy Munson in the corner there. Our own little Andy Munson. All right, Em. Going to start playing Metallica for us.
Yeah. All right.
Question 1.
From Rob Lee.
Rob Lee. What a man Rob Lee is before we go. What a man. Continue. Sorry, keep going.
What a bloody man.
Rob Lee from where, Em? Facebook, thank you. Continue.
Who's the biggest Fruit Loop you've come across in the hobby and why is it Shane?
Yeah, Rob. And everybody, especially Adelaide Crows fans, will know the answer. Shane is an absolute Fruit Loop. And yes, 100% he's the biggest Fruit Loop that I've ever met in the hobby. But he is the king of collecting, the king of Crowmania, as a matter of fact.
Oh, is that who it is?
Do not buy any Crows jumpers without this man's approval because he is the king of Crowmania and he will find you.
What a tosser.
Go Crom.
Thanks for that, Rob. I know that was a bit of a piss take, but he does my head in, that bloke.
What a tosser.
If you watch us, please get the fuck off. Don't want you watching our show.
We don't like you. I don't know who you are, but we don't like you. Seriously, though, what's your take on all the new sponsors replacing manufacturers' logos on jumpers? Apologies if you've covered that already. I know it's a one-for-one replacement, but it looks really tacky in my opinion and does make those jumpers a little less desirable for mine.
Yeah, look, good question, great question, because it is happening a lot more lately. Obviously, with COVID, clubs are going to start making some more money to get some of their stuff back. They had to let club staff go, players even. I think they had to trim the list as well, potentially. But they had to cut back on a lot of ways. So the way to get money back into the club is selling advertising space. It's great of the manufacturers to actually allow that as well, not just stick their own logo in the middle of the jumper. That's fantastic. I'm sure the clubs probably had to pay something to them to allow it, but I don't mind it as long as the logo isn't big and obnoxious. So I'm going to chuck it up on screen now. You guys have this photo as well. Someone's put this up on the Facebook Marketplace page today. The St Kilda jumper. So there was quite a few people asking what is the Saints logo going to be in the middle of the jumper, because when they released their 2023 jumper, it didn't have anything. It was blank. And I only had the kids one had the New Balance logos, everyone's like, oh, what does this mean? Is it going to be coming later, or is it just going to be a blank spot? With the New Balance logo. So it's been released today. I don't know what Mosh is. Absolutely no clue. But the thing is, I'm now going to look that up, and Josh is looking it up now. So
I've seen it before.
this is the point, right? Is I have no freaking
So you'll
idea
look
what
it up.
Mosh is.
Yep.
So they've sold this advertising space, and now Josh is looking it up. I need to know what it is. Everybody else is going to want to know what it is. So it makes sense that the clubs are selling these spaces to people, to clubs, to sponsors, to advertise their brands, because it's got it out there now. Because now we're going to know what Mosh is, whereas before I had no idea. Like I said, big and obnoxious is kind of ugly and it's hideous, and yeah, it is tacky. You're right, absolutely right, Rob. It's the way of the future, unfortunately, and a lot of other sports do the same thing. Most other sports do that. Soccer is insane as far as the A-League goes anyway, and a lot of other leagues over in Europe that have just their sponsor logos plastered everywhere. So it is what it is, and we've probably been lucky in the fact that we've been able to keep it to mostly 2 sponsor logos since '94. But it's going to happen more and more. So I think we've got to get used to it. Unfortunately, we'll start seeing it in more places on jumpers. Ideally, not as big and obnoxious as this. Like I said last week, I actually really like the Eagles Celtex ones. I thought that was quite well done. It looked good.
Yeah.
And I know you really want to mention it.
The McDonald's one?
Yeah.
I'm so torn because
really?
I'm really torn because I really like New Balance as a brand.
Yeah.
And I was very excited.
You, my friend, have loved New Balance for a long time.
Yes.
I don't remember when I haven't seen you wear New Balance
I don't know
shoes.
why, but I just really like New Balance, and I was so excited when they got announced. And then they just put a Macca's logo there. And don't get me wrong, it looks really good. It's simple. It's a recognizable logo. It looks great. But I just really wanted the New Balance in the middle. I just wanted it. I don't like the Mosh one. I think having a word there, it just becomes, you're just reading too much on the front of the jumper. Yeah, it's very
confusing.
Yeah. The company itself, though, is right up your alley.
Oh, interesting.
They do.
There's a discussion here between the two of them. Uh-oh.
It's a men's
What
health.
a horrible thing to put on something.
It's a men's health clinic, so they help with erectile dysfunction treatment, hair loss,
Excuse me.
Premature ejaculation.
I'm going to take the hair. Oh, no, that looks terrible now, doesn't it? Just put it back.
It's like full, men's
it's a men's health clinic, so it's cool.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as you type it in, it comes up with premature ejaculation. That's the first thing it comes up with.
So I
Kids are going to be YouTubing, Googling this.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Sort these kids' ejaculation problems out.
Oh my God.
Or their hair loss.
They got to find out one day, and it's.
Let's start asking the question in early, Em. That's the main thing, right?
Oh
we all do it.
Do we?
It's turned into a deep, dark dive. So
let's just
that is interesting. Mosh, I would not have thought that at all. It's great that they are promoting something that men's health.
That would make sense.
About,
it would be like men's something sexual health. That would make sense. Mosh.
Look it up.
I don't want to know what the O is, but it would be like men. It would be like something. Yeah, sexual health.
It's not just sexual health. They do heaps of stuff. They just do. It's like a full personal clinic of. They do skincare as well.
It's right up your alley, Em.
Men's health stuff made easy.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't like the word.
There you go. So we've learnt about Mosh.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
It's done its job.
You don't need to look it up now.
Job.
Yeah, it's done its job. We now know what it is. You don't need to know
get it off. Get it off.
Get it off the jumper now. We've all
put
seen
an
it.
M there.
Back to what you were saying, Josh. So the M Macca's.
Yeah.
I like it. I reckon it looks great.
I think it looks great.
Especially on the yellow jumper.
Yeah.
It does so well on that jumper.
Yeah.
It's great.
With the Caltex as well. I don't know why, but the Caltex sponsors on these jumpers look really good. Yeah. I think Caltex just has a nice logo.
That logo is great now. It used to be pretty average, but it looks fantastic now.
I'm really excited to get one of these jumpers. They're my favourite for the last few years.
It's sad though, because it has actually been quite difficult to get Lions jumpers the last couple of years. years.
Yes, it
So
has been.
to try and get one of those yellow
My
jumpers, I
collection
reckon it'd be
has-
harder.
My collection has shrunk in the last few years. It has not grown at all.
No.
It's sad.
So yeah, Rob, my thoughts are, even if I didn't like it, too bad. It's going to keep happening. I'm interested to see if Frio does one at some point. I don't know what it would be. It's we've already got Bank West, which is weird and ugly and yellow
it's
or orange. So
yeah.
I guess it can't get too much worse than that.
Doesn't look good, does it?
No, it doesn't look great. I actually don't mind it on the back. The back actually looks quite good.
Yeah.
But on the front it looks weird as hell. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the rest of the league over the next 5 years. I think over the next 5 years we'll see a lot more of this. And I don't know.
The players' numbers will just have sponsors in them.
Yeah.
We joke now. But
yeah, remember this day, people.
Money
You're gonna be like the
talks.
Simpsons predicting stuff,
Yeah,
aren't you?
money talks, people.
Yeah, thanks for that, Rob. Yeah, interesting question. I don't know. The Crows haven't got one.
Just
Yeah, we'll
long
see.
sleeve.
Yeah, just a
Just
sponsor
company
straight down the
names
long
down the
sleeve.
line. That would actually look pretty cool.
It would look pretty cool, yeah. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate your question. Question number 2.
From Alex Scott from Facebook.
Mhm.
When you go to America, will you be going to see any WWE? If so, what are you going to see? Do you think Rhea Ripley will beat Charlotte Flair? She better.
Oh, she better.
I hate Charlotte Flair.
She really does. She hates her with a
Oh,
passion.
Come on, now, look, this isn't my question, but my hatred for Charlotte Flair is we've been watching it since we started dating, right?
Mhm.
And every time we watch WWE, she's got a belt or she's going for a title. She's never not involved. She's this. My dad did all this work, and then I'm just going to go and walk it, and I complain if I don't get a title. She's just this self-entitled blonde bitch.
I think that was made most evident to us by when the WrestleMania we went to, WrestleMania 35 in 2019. So we've already been to WrestleMania. We went 2019, and it was this huge deal that the women were going to main event WrestleMania. It was the biggest thing. It was the first time ever. And Ronda Rousey was going to face the men at the time, Becky Lynch. And that was going to be huge.
Yep.
But Charlotte somehow managed to wiggle her way.
And it was a 3-person match.
Into the match and turned it into a triple threat match. Which
she's just always got to have a match. She's always got to have a title match, or she's always got to have a title. And it just pisses me off. Like, it's like she thinks she runs the company and the company can't survive without her. Yeah, she's probably a really lovely person, but she just comes across as very, if you don't give me a match, then I'm going to chuck the shits, basically.
So the funny thing about that is Charlotte's a heel, so perfectly playing the heel because you don't like her, which is great because you're not going to be cheering on at WrestleMania. The weird thing, however, is Rhea Ripley
supposed to be
is
a heel
also
as
a heel.
well.
So if you don't know wrestling speak, heel is the bad guy. Babyface is the good guy. So both of them at this point in time are the bad guys. That doesn't usually go well for WrestleMania matches, especially. So one of these two are going to turn, and I'd imagine it would be Rhea Ripley turning face, but her current storyline with Dom Mysterio is pretty damn good. So I can't see that happening. So I don't know. I think they may do a heel versus heel match. I don't see him changing Charlotte to a face, maybe, but it hasn't happened very often. But even if they did heel versus heel, you could just about guarantee everyone's going to cheer the shit out of Rhea Ripley.
I really like Rhea Ripley, even when she's like the bad guy. I really like her character, not just because she's Australian. I just really like her.
And
I would turn gay for her.
Oh, hey, Josh.
She's incredibly good looking. Like, she's buff.
Josh, send her an Instagram message, please.
Who?
She's Aussie. She will message you back.
Who?
Rhea Ripley.
Is she the one that won?
She won the Rumble the other day.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
She won the Royal Rumble the other day, and she got cheered pretty heavily. So she's a heel now, but people love her.
Yeah,
because she is good, and she's a great wrestler. She's Australian, so Americans generally have Australians anyway. And apparently she's very good looking because
she's just got these like muscles, and she's such an incredibly attractive woman.
Her current, her current character's not really particularly the most attractive.
I like
her,
but
she took off everything and did a photo the other day, just natural, and I was like, damn, she's gorgeous. So Yeah, she got it. She got it going on. Em's
When she
in.
first started as well, she was quite good looking. She's slightly changed a lot.
Yeah.
But
So, Alex, to answer your question, yes, I believe that Rhea Ripley will win at WrestleMania. This is the first I'm actually hearing that she's facing Charlotte. So I've assumed that got announced today on Raw. I haven't actually heard that yet. So if that's the case, then great. I thoroughly look forward to that match. I think that'll be amazing. And yes, we'll be cheering on the Aussie with gusto, as we will be there at WrestleMania 39 at SoFi Stadium in LA in only a few weeks' time, 7 weeks' time. As a matter of fact, we'll be sitting in that crowd. So what else are we doing? We are also going to see SmackDown on the Friday, so the night before. And straight after SmackDown is the Hall of Fame ceremony. So that'll be really cool. Could be a very long night. We've been watching the Hall of Fame for a few years now, and they have dragged on quite a lot. But I think it'll be great. Would love to see The Rock go into the Hall of Fame because that would be tremendous. But I guess we'll have to wait and see who guys go in the Hall of Fame. So thoroughly looking forward to that. And then, of course, we're going to the Raw after WrestleMania as well, which is typically something big happens. So I kind of think, and this is a prediction at the moment, could go completely wrong, but I kind of think that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, which is happening, may go the way of Roman at WrestleMania.
mm-hmm.
And then as a big surprise / big deal,
Rock.
Cody could win it. Or Cody could win it the next night
Okay.
at Raw. That's just a thought, but yeah.
Or I have this feeling it might not happen, and it's probably not going to happen because it's The Rock. But Roman will win, and then Rock will come on Raw or whatever's afterwards, and just be like, put him in his place, and be like, no, I'm the head of the table.
Yeah.
I'm the tribal chief, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is another thought I had as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of that would be amazing if that happened, because obviously people
If
who
The
watch
Rock
wrestling,
comes on, we were having this conversation when we were walking the dog the other day, and I practically mobbed him. Aaron does the death clutch. So when something happens. So anyway, I'll explain the death clutch first, and then we'll explain what happened while. So we're walking the dog, we're talking about it, and it was the same when we went to WrestleMania 2019 and Hulk Hogan came on, and I'm standing next to Aaron, and he does this thing where obviously the music comes on and he goes, boo! And he just clutches onto you. Anyway, I did that to him while we were walking the dog, but I tripped over and he tripped over, and the dog's yanked him, and I look over at him and his shirt's halfway off, covered his head completely, you can't see, he's completely like chest out, like he's just a shirt over his head, and he's like, can't see, help. And I'm fucking on the floor wetting myself, and the dog's like, what the hell's happening?
But my arm's stuck as well, so I can't get my arm out.
But all I was trying to do is explain to him this death clutch that he does every time someone comes on. He just goes.
It's just a reaction. Like I get so excited, I'm just gonna grab the nearest thing, and it's usually
It's on. I'm gonna have a sore shoulder. Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. Something I reckon will happen at Raw after WrestleMania, and it could very well be The Rock could show up. Won't show up at WrestleMania. Everyone's gonna be really disappointed. Shows up next day.
Roman in his place.
Yeah.
That's what Undertaker did. Everyone was like, Undertaker's gonna come to WrestleMania. Didn't happen, and then Raw he came.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. It's gonna be a big deal. So those are what we're doing at WWE wise, and we're also going to WrestleCon and meeting Kurt Angle. We've already paid for that, so that's exciting. And meeting lots of other people as well. But
very cool.
We'll be doing a show in LA as well while we're there, probably 2 as a matter of fact. So we'll cover all of that while we're there. We're doing lots of cool shit. So look forward to it.
Can you get me a Dude Love t-shirt if there's any over there? I saw one the
really
other day.
suit you, actually.
Yeah, I saw one the other day and I was like, I really want to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's on,
pretty sure there'll be a Dude Love shirt.
Yeah.
Actually, Mick Foley actually sells them at WrestleCon. So
perfect.
You can buy it directly off Mick.
Yes. That would be so sick.
He'd probally do like a full segment too if he said, this is for my nephew. He'd do the whole Dude Love thing, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh, great.
All right.
Next
you still got quite a few questions to get through. This one's from Rob. I don't know how to say his last name.
Rob? You say Rob?
Gardner.
Is it Gardner or is it spelled different?
It's Gardner.
Oh, is it Gardner?
Rob Gardner, good St Kilda man.
But it's not spelled Gardner.
It is.
There's no other way to pronounce it though.
How do you spell garden? with an E, so not like that.
It's Gardiner.
Gardena.
Gardiner.
Okay.
Rob Gardena.
Here's 2 questions.
Gardena.
Question number 1.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
How do
Weekends.
collectors get a valuation of their collection which is used for insurance purposes? Do they go off sales on Facebook groups and get in a rough indication of what they think the collection is worth?
Yeah, so I had to do that as well. It's not easy because generally the insurers won't know how much things are worth either. So if you get them around, they'll come in, they'll look, and they'll give you their value, but
It'll be nothing.
most of the time they don't even know.
Yeah.
So the insurer that insured us had no idea and just said to us, you tell me what this stuff's worth, what we should insure it for, and we'll go from there. So that was it for us. So as far as the value goes, it's kind of what you would sell it for, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what you would value the jumper at for your insurance purposes. How much do I think it's worth? I mean, you can get that from anywhere. So if someone sold the same jumper somewhere, you can get that value. But we just saw $60 for a Dane Swan or a Burma Harvey. That's going to be more than that.
Yeah.
So a lot of insurance companies will just say, look, what is it worth to you? And they'll value it at that, and then they'll just do that, and then your premium will get paid from there. Or your value will be from there. And I think most of them, that's how it'll be. You'll find specific sporting insurance companies that can come out and value your stuff. I guarantee they won't value for as much as you believe it's worth, or what you would actually sell it for. So what I said just completely goes out the window. But yeah, you'll find that most insurance companies will just take your word for it. So, do your research, or what would you sell your stuff for? Write it all down. Keep a spreadsheet. A lot of people do that on your value of what you paid for it and then what you think it's worth. And that will be your basic value for an insurance company. Yeah. That's pretty much the answer to that, I think.
Nice.
Question 2. How do collectors store their jumpers? Are they put away or are they on display, which could lead to damage for older jumpers by moths, etc., or fading from being exposed to direct sunlight?
Yeah, so a lot of collectors do things differently. And as you can see from behind them there, all of ours are in those cabinets right behind you. So you've all seen that when we open them up for what's in the cave. You'll see them all in there, and that's how we do it. I wouldn't do it differently because I don't have any jumpers that are filthy, moldy, sweaty, dirty, disgusting. Even if I did, I'd probably just dry them for a couple of weeks so they're good to go, and I'll put them back. But what you mentioned is with older jumpers, it can potentially be dangerous because you'll end up with mothballs and silverfish eating your old jumpers.
No, you use mothballs to get rid of moths.
Sorry, yeah, you'll end up with moths or eating your shit. You can use mothballs.
You can use mothballs, yeah.
But silverfish will go through and eat acrylic and wool. So you got to be super careful where you put them. Make sure it's a clean environment. Ideally, not pitch black. Like, I know that's really weird, but for some reason, some bugs really thrive in the pitch black. So a little bit of light, but not too much, because then you go too much, it's the same problem. So yeah, it's a weird one, but people will generally just store them or keep them how they want to see them, how they want to show them off to people. So most people will just put them on a clothes rack or a hanging rack like we used to. Now we have too many, we can't do that. And we did that in here before we turned it into the cave. Had just a giant industrial rack in the middle of the room with all the racks hanging off there. So yeah, there's no real right way to do it. This just works for us. It keeps the storage space perfect. Where do you keep yours, Josh?
In a suitcase under my bed.
Yeah. And a lot of people do that. You're not the only one. There's a lot of people that do that. Some people put them in vacuum sealed bags.
Yeah.
And then, that's their choice.
Yeah.
It's not my choice because I can't just walk out and grab them and just put them and feel them and touch them and show them off to people as much as I like. You've then got to break the vacuum seal.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's your choice, your preference. A lot of people will collect just to store them away, and that's how they want to do it. They don't necessarily want to show them off, so that's their choice.
I like the thing I sent you the other day. I'd never seen them before. The acrylic box or the Perspex box.
Yeah.
That's a cool way to
Yes.
display a jumper.
Yeah, the Perspex box is pretty damn cool
Like
because you can just
flip
change
it
it in and
around,
out as much as
change
you
it
want.
in and out. It's such a
Yeah,
good
basically
idea.
it has a door on the front. You can open it and just change it out as much
Yeah.
as you want. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really cool idea. I know someone did put that up on the Facebook page the other day as well.
Yeah.
So how good it was. And
they're like
starts a conversation every time.
It's like $300.
Yeah, they're not expensive at all.
No.
I think you can get them off
So
eBay at the moment
much
for about
better.
$275.
Yeah, much better option than framing.
Yeah, I agree. I always have that issue, and I've always said that framing for me is just a hard topic because I just can never decide. But for me, I would get one of those acrylic or two of those and keep them on my wall somewhere because I could just constantly change them out because I would all the time.
I can't decide which one I want to get framed, and I also don't want to pin them.
Yeah, well, exactly right. I've seen way too many horror stories of damaged, like really fucked up jumpers.
Yeah,
people just destroy them because the framers don't give a shit, so they'll just whatever glue them if they want to. There's plenty of those. We'll just glue them to the backing.
That piss stain one that you got me.
Yeah,
that was glued.
Yeah, it took a while to pick that off.
It still had heaps on there.
I did it.
Yeah, but it was like it's just. Bad. Don't do that. Don't glue your jumpers.
Please, if you are a framer, don't ever do that. Pinning is the best way.
Yeah,
pinning's pretty good as long as it's nice thin pins like what are the little ball ones?
Oh, the like
I think draw pins is that what they're called?
Like sewing pins.
Yeah, sewing pins. Yeah.
Yeah, sewing pins with a little coloured ball on the end. They're the best ones because they're the thinnest
pins.
ones and they're neat. And you can pull them out easy. You'll never even know they're there. They don't damage the jumper because people will staple them. Fuck me.
Big holes in them.
Big holes.
Next question.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Before we go off topic again.
Quick hands.
Jack John from Facebook. How do you feel about AFL COAs? Do you think they increase the value of the jumper for a player issue or not? Do you prefer to have a COA and where do you store them?
Very good question. Gets asked a lot on the pages. I don't think we've actually answered on cave sessions yet, so here's an opportunity. COAs for player issue jumpers, I think, is completely unnecessary because if you know what it is, then you know what it is. Simple as that. You don't need a COA, as far as I'm concerned, unless it is a match-worn jumper. Yes, COAs for match-worns are great. I think I saw Brett Attrell mention that he thinks it's worth probably a 20% up mark in the value of a jumper with a COA. It doesn't mean that to everybody because if you've got a jumper that you can photo match,
exactly,
then it doesn't matter. You don't need the COA.
No,
as long as it's perfectly photo match, not an issue. But again, if it's a match worn jumper that's been washed, which happens a lot nowadays, and that sucks ass, then a COA is definitely going to help. It's going to help the value immensely. But as far as player issue jumpers goes, I couldn't care less if it had a COA or not. I actually get asked that question a lot when I put up player issue jumpers and I mention it's player issue. Do you have a COA for this? No, and you don't need it because you should be able to tell what it is. For the newbies, that's completely fine to ask. But I will tell you that you do not need a COA for a player issue jumper. Just ask some questions and make sure you know it's a player issue before you buy it. Otherwise, just don't buy it.
I've got a couple of them, but I have no idea where they are.
Yeah. No, so the other... Sorry.
No, that's it.
The other part of that question was where do we store the COAs? And that was a great thing given to me by Patrick. He gets mentioned a lot on this show, Patrick.
Does, yeah.
He actually told... Oh, was it Patrick? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. Sorry, Patrick. I've given you too much credit there.
Damn.
Aaron's just obsessed with your name.
I just want to say it all the time. Jordan Coates, I believe, gave me this idea, and that was he went and bought a A5 folder and all of the COAs.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the AFLPA ones and the Freo ones just slip straight in. You got this nice
little card folder.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's like an oversized card folder.
Yeah.
Looks great. I've got one over my back shoulder over there. Chuck up a picture for you so you can see it. Officeworks, I think I bought it for $12-13, and it's tremendous. So you can buy the folder and the sleeve separately, but $20 and you've got this great folder. It holds all your COAs. Very. Oh my god! Sometimes I'll flick through the COAs just because I'm like, I forgot I had these. But as far as buying, it doesn't really make too much difference to me. If I'm buying a match worn jumper with a COA, not too fast unless it's been completely washed and it's something special. Otherwise, I generally take the word of the person selling it. And again, I'm still not going to pay any more than what I valued at anyway. So COA doesn't mean too much for me, but it does for a lot of people. So fair enough if it does to you. Thank you, Jack, for your question. Good question. Em.
Hello. Fresh Sports Collection on Instagram. What's the top 3 jumpers that you have seen that are sitting in someone else's collection, but you would want to own them or would love to own them?
I had to do a bit of research on this question because I don't want to get to this point where I'm like, oh shit, I have no idea. And there's millions. There is millions of answers. But I could probably go through AFL Match One's entire collection and pick out 20. And as a matter of fact, I have done that.
He said 3.
He said 3.
Short.
So I've got 4, but I will.
Sure.
I'll do.
What?
He said 3. I've got 4.
I've got 4. Okay, so
But he's listed 20.
I'm gonna do
Quick maths.
I'm gonna do 3 and a supplementary or a.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Here.
AFL Match One, as a matter of fact, is the go-to for this.
Math teacher rolling in her grave.
I think she probably is by now. She's pretty damn old.
Well, you
AFL
are
Match One is actually Rob
43.
Lee from earlier on. So thank you, Rob, for always sharing your collection with us. We really appreciate it. It looks amazing. First one I'll say, and you guys do have pictures of it so you can follow along as well. St Kilda 1997 Robert Harvey match worn grand final jumper. Robert Harvey, I've mentioned many times, is probably my favourite player of all time. It's just so silky smooth. Obviously, dual premiership, Jill Brownlow, who wish was a premiership player. This is a tremendous jumper. The hot cross buns design is just beautiful anyway. Watching it on the day was great. I remember watching that grand final and hoping the Saints would win, and they didn't, sadly. But yeah, Rob's got some amazing stuff, and this is one of my favourites. The 97 Rob Harvey grand final jumper is just gorgeous. Can't go past it.
Sewn on numbers.
Sewn on numbers, yeah. So Saints did do that up until 2003, 2004-ish. So they were one of the last ones to change over.
And a really good grand final patch.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting that you say that's a really good grand final patch.
Well, it looks better than the other one we were looking at.
Better than the one they did 3 years after that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Don't you like it?
No, I don't mind it. I do like it. Yeah. It's just another heat press patch. But
Yeah, but the design of it's sick.
it's pretty cool. And it does seem to take the later design seems to take a little bit out of that. But I'm glad I'm not on you. Another one is this is from Nick Gianotti's collection. Hopefully I haven't just ruined.
Sorry, just quickly though.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Because I actually had this thought earlier in the podcast. I just didn't have an opportunity to. I don't know why I thought of it, but I just had an opportunity to think of it, say it, segue into it.
Mm.
It'd be cool to see them again.
So numbers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon it'd be fantastic.
I wouldn't mind seeing it for a heritage round, like some of the older clubs.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
just going full heritage and just having a proper old school jumper for one game.
I think potentially the last club to do that was the Bulldogs. And I want to say around 2004, 2005-ish, they wore like a 1954 model, and I think they may have sewn on the numbers.
Yeah.
Could be wrong there. Probably am, but I just feel like they did for some reason. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I reckon that'd be really cool. Every time I think of that, I just think of the '96 reenactment jumpers. I'll check out some photos as well, but they were just the most outrageous jumpers. They were replicas of the 1897 jumpers that the original clubs wore.
Oh yeah.
So Brisbane had one for Fitzroy. They were the most outrageous jumpers, and for some reason, whenever I think sewn-on jumpers, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some heritage jumpers with some sewn-on, just the sewn-on design. Actually,
you'd have to go hard at it though. You couldn't have this new material and a sewn-on number. It would have to be like.
Well, Geelong did it. Last year, they actually had, and the year before potentially as well, they had these retro jumpers where they sewed on the AFL logo and the Ford logo, and then they had a patch. So last year's one, they had a patch sewn onto the jumper.
Oh yeah,
as the number.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Yeah.
Geelong were kind of the last ones to do that. And that
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah,
They had
was
these
cool.
wicked collars as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice jumper.
So
I do remember. Yeah,
they've kind of done it a little bit, but they haven't fully done. Keep it short. They haven't fully done the Sonar numbers again, but I would love to see that. Another one, number 2, is Ben Cousins, 1996. It's his rookie jumper. Amazing. It's just gorgeous. So this is probably the second one of the 3 that I would love to have in my collection. Not much to say to it other than it's just a champion of the game in his rookie number. I think it was only that year that he wore that number as well.
theme.
So, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. 35. Super cool. And the third one, last but not least, is amazing. It is Gary Ablett's 1000th goal. Full kit, not just his jumper, but his entire kit. Boots, socks, gloves, jumper, and shorts. All signed by Gary Ablett Sr. 1000th goal at Cardinia Park against Freo of all clubs. Amazing. This is probably the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Do you know where this guy lives?
I know he lives in Adelaide, but I don't know his exact address.
Go Crom.
He is a massive Crows fan, yes.
That's cool.
That is amazing, and that would have to be the greatest piece I've seen in anybody's collection ever.
Absolutely.
So that would be number 1 by a long, long way. Amazing jumper. And the fact that it's still in the condition it was on the day.
I wonder how much he paid for that.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know, but it would have to be I'd say about 10 grand, maybe even more. 10 grand actually sounds cheap for that. Amazing. So yeah, thanks Fresh Sports Collection on Instagram, who is also Matt Harvey. Appreciate your question.
Was that Matt Harvey?
That is Matt Harvey.
Cool, because I was just about to say Matt Harvey for Facebook.
Oh, has he got another question?
Yeah, he's got another
I
one.
thought that was the last one.
What are your top 3 jumpers you have sold or traded that you regret now, not including your Modra trainer that you got back?
Yeah, super hard question because I tend to, when I sell my jumpers, I wipe them from my memory completely. I don't want to see or hear from them ever again. So to think back was actually quite difficult. And I have still managed to pull a few out that I really regret. One of them would be a Clive Wardhouse 2002 Freo jumper. And the only reason I remember that is because somebody reminded me that I sold it to them a couple months ago. And they were actually, when we were in the Freo line, in the line for the Freo sale, he was asking about this jumper. And I was like, I don't remember having a Clive Wardhouse jumper ever. And he's like, yeah, you sold it to me. I was like, what? And then he showed me photos. I was like, oh, shit, I remember now. So I'm pretty good at wiping this stuff from my memory. And I'm actually really devastated that I sold that because, like I said, I don't ever remember having a Clive Wardhouse in my collection, so that would be the only one I ever had. So I regret that because of that. And Clive is one of those players that Freo had that was a huge cult hero following. So that would be one. Chris Judd 2006, I reckon, would be another. Just because, it's Judd from his premiership year as
in his
captain.
prime. Yeah.
And the third one would be, again, it's probably I didn't even give you that supplementary answer. But don't worry about it. Wayne Carey 1999 jumper. It was a good sale. This guy was desperate for it, and turns out he was a fan of the show, actually. So when we were doing the audio show, we actually dropped the jumper off to him, and it was really weird because he just come up to me and, are you Aaron? I was like, I don't remember ever giving me my name because he actually bought it off eBay from me.
So his wife did.
Yeah, I said, I don't remember giving him my name. That's right. Yeah, his wife bought it for him as a birthday present.
Yep.
And he answered the door. I was like, oh, you Aaron? I'm like, yeah, that's weird. And they were like, come in. So he wanted to show me his collection, which was pretty cool, and showed me around. And he was stoked about this jumper, this Wayne Carey jumper, because he's a big North fan.
Yeah.
And then the wife came up and said, oh, where's Emma? I was like, what the hell's going on? Who are these people?
We had basketball to go to, so I was in the car.
Yeah. So Em was in the car, and but I was freaked out. I was like, sorry? You know us? And they were like, oh, yeah, we're huge fans of the show. I was like, oh, wow. So these are the first people we've ever met that
that's cool.
watched the show. So at that point, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm actually cool with this, selling you this jumper now. So I do regret selling it, but I'm happy where it is.
Yeah.
So I did have a supplementary answer for that as well. And that was my 2004 Ben Cousins match one, which was filthy.
I remember that thing.
It was still wet. So that's one of those ones that was still wet when I had it. and it was actually fully signed on the front, and it was so wet still that all the signatures were just running.
Yeah.
So it looked awful. So the reason I got rid of it is pretty much because of that.
Yep.
But nowadays, I wish I kept it because I probably could have fixed it.
Yep.
So I do regret selling that one.
I only have one.
I have one regret.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in our cabinet.
is it in my cabinet?
Sitting in here somewhere, I bet.
Yeah, it is. And we showed it last week, and
Yeah.
we did talk about it. So
The Charlie
for
camera.
a good cause. Good cause. How's the dog, Josh?
She's better. Yeah. She's got when was the surgery? Surgery was 3 weeks ago now. So she's got 3 more weeks in a 2x2 meter pen before she's allowed to walk around freely again. But knees all fixed, won't happen again. The way they redo the bone so it can't tear the ligaments again. So that's sorted. But
And she's half greyhound, right?
greyhound
So this thing
husky,
needs to run.
she wants to run. She wants to run. She's not allowed to run.
So
But
not fun.
3 more weeks and she'll be able to mildly walk again. So fun.
There you go. So that joumper is safely in the cabinet, right behind Josh, as a matter of fact. So yeah, thanks, Josh.
Good to know.
I'm going to take that key out before you leave tonight. All right, Em. This is our final segment.
Mail day.
It's not loud, eh?
It's bloody late. I got to go and get ready for work. I've still got to shower and wash my hair. So you two can finish this, and I'm going to fuck off.
Oh, all right. I'm not too sure that Josh can count that far either. So
Good luck.
all right.
I hope you get like 300 and something. Goodbye.
Em's out. Thank you, Em, for joining us on the show today. Goodbye, Em.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye. Goodbye, Em. Yeah. Em's off to check the plants. The plants. I said it. I did. And Josh is just ruining the place. Josh, the last segment we have today is What's in the Cave?
Okay. Sorry.
While Josh sorts him out, we'll jump over to the wheel. All right, there's the pretty wheel. Josh is still sorting him.
Sorted.
out. He's sorted now. All right, Josh, I don't know if you know how this works.
Point at the wrong head.
We're- we are both on camera.
That one doesn't talk. Sorry. Keep going.
We're both on camera right now as we speak. What we're going to do is we have a wheel here that we have probably about 400 odd names on it.
Okay.
People that have just randomly thrown numbers at me about a year and a half ago when I just randomly asked for numbers on Facebook, and I got everybody sending me numbers. So what we do is to spin the wheel. The number that comes up, you go to the cabinet and you count that many jumpers.
Ooh,
That jumper that we pull up, the number, you pull it out, we have a quick chat about it, and then we close the show.
Okay.
Are you ready for this, Josh?
No. Right.
So while I spin this wheel,
Oh, work, hair,
give me a
morning,
guess.
goodbye.
What number are we coming up with today?
Number 1.
Go with 272.
38.
38.
138.
138, he reckons. Well, we just skipped 369. I can't see the number. So, Stephen Dunlop, number 19, Josh.
Yes.
He's a lucky man. Because I'm not sure he can count to 19 all that quickly. We will fast forward until he's ready. We're back shortly. All right, Josh has number 19. I'm pretty happy about this one. I say that every week, I reckon. But number 19, he's holding it up. But what he doesn't realize is we're on me now, so he can't see him. I'll pull over to you shortly. So, Josh, jumping up, pull back because you're going to be way too close. Jumping number 19. Obviously, like I've mentioned many times before, anything less than 300 is going to be a Freo jumper. So I apologize for that. But it's a beauty, and it's something we want to talk about. So Josh is on screen right now. This is a 2004 Fremantle, obviously, Wizard Cup jumper. Josh likes to jump ahead and do things. So Wizard Cup. Why is this a Wizard Cup jumper, and how do I know it's a Wizard Cup jumper? The Bankwest logo is white. So throughout the 2004 season, that Bankwest logo was actually blue. Only in the Wizard Cup did they wear a white Bankwest logo. So the Bankwest logo completely changed. They wanted the blue on the jumpers, so they changed out all the jumpers for the season. So 2004 Wizard Cup is the only time they wore this particular combination of sponsor. And that logo right in the middle there on the collar, the Freo Dockers logo, that's one of those things that the club this is one of the first times that they actually replaced the manufacturer's logo with another logo. I mean, it's not a sponsor logo, but they put their own logo on there. And that's because they made these jumpers in-house. So they didn't have a manufacturer at the time. They were completely making their own jumpers. So that's why there is a Freo logo there and not a manufacturer logo. Josh, you may turn it around now. The number 34, amazing. The number 34 at the time was one megastar. Went on to play for Collingwood after this. But Josh, do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The megastar, also known as Paul Medhurst. You'd never get that from that signature.
No, not at all. It looked like an R.
I
suppose it's
yeah. But yeah, none of that says Medhurst. Paul Medhurst, the megastar for Freo. It's a great jumper. As you can see, Bank West is the sponsor on front and back. How much better does that Bank West logo look than the current iteration of it in 2023?
Looks a lot nicer.
It's a pity they couldn't do something like that this year because it works really, really well. And I can't say too much about that particular design, but if we read through the lines, that Bank West logo and that particular design, 2023, could we see it again?
Be pretty cool.
Indeed. That's it.
Question.
Yes.
Is that for any reason?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay.
So generally when you see that, so Josh is pointing out that the tag seems to be cut. Generally when you see that, that is because the jumper is a sample jumper. So when the manufacturer makes that jumper, if they're not going to send it to a club, they will cut it directly in half.
Yeah.
And so that's basically says this jumper is not for use. This is just a sample.
Yeah.
That one has a cut through it because it was actually framed and they were trying to cut the label off completely. They stuffed up, cut it in half, and then just decided to turn around and frame it back out anyway. So
how do you stuff up cutting a label off?
I don't know. They cooked it. They absolutely cooked it. Something's gone flying.
Breaking shit again.
But yeah, the beautiful design. I love this jumper. It looks great. And yeah, that's as much as I can talk about it right now. But keep your eyes peeled because we may very well see that jumper again very soon. Josh, that is it. We are done for the day. Hour and 40. Thanks for joining us, Josh, while he's putting the stuff away. Josh, thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you.
Hope you've had a good time.
I have. It was a pleasure to be back.
Pleasure to be back. Well, there you go. You look stoked.
Indubitably. No, thank you.
You'll be back again, I assume, for another
Yes.
episode, I reckon.
Yes.
In the next couple of weeks that you'll probably be sleeping on my couch for.
Probably, yes. Most likely.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again next week, Josh.
You will.
All right. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Give us one of these. Leave us a comment down below and make sure you join our shop or have a look at our shop, the kofi.com/playerishipodcast/shop, and buy a hat and buy a shirt. Just buy them all off us. We need some money. We're broke as hell. And we'll see you next week on episode 13 of the Playership Podcast Cave Sessions, where we will hopefully have a tour of the cave for you, courtesy of Dermot the Cave. Again, thanks, Josh, for joining me.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye, good night, and see you later.
Can I talk?
You can say what you like.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. You can face me, motherfucker.
Good afternoon, Sandy. I'm Ron. Burgundy?
Are you sure? A what?
A Victorian sailor. I wear those frilly jackets. I could be on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Stop it.
Long John Josh. Now I'm a pirate. Do you reckon some nerd could like paint this hell good for you?
I
Probably.
hope so, because they're fucked.
I'd do it for free.
Faded like a mother.
We can play Barbies.
Oh, Fifey. I love the way you handle the football. Oh, thanks, Mundy. I love the way you
Handle my balls.
Oh, that's weird.